Hello again, whiskey friends. Thanks for joining me today, everybody. And man, here we are on the back porch in the serene space, going to be enjoying some nice cocktails. Cocktails in this way. Man, didn't see that coming. So one of the questions that we get, and we like handling these type of questions during these Tuesday discussions, was, hey Jeff, when you order mixed cocktails at a bar or restaurant, do you specify the bourbon? Do you have a strategy behind that? Do you pick it based on profile, the taste profile? What do you do when it comes to picking a bourbon to go into the cocktail? Do you even specify it, or do you go with what they recommend? Which, let's be honest, is typically like Bullet or something like that. And does the taste even matter? Does it differ with different bourbons? Does that affect the mixed drink? Or by the time you mix all the other ingredients into it, does it just come out in the wash and it's just the alcohol and just adds bourbonish flavors to it? Man, I thought that was a really interesting experiment. Now, if you know me, I actually drink pretty much everything neat because I don't drink the mixed drinks very often because I tried to give up sugar and lost a lot of weight and all of that type of thing through giving up the sugar. But man, who am I to stand in the way of science? So let's break this down together, and we are going to make some cocktails. And we are going to experiment with 3 different bourbons: Buffalo Trace, Wild Turkey 101, and Old Grandad 114. And I'm going to explain my rationale on using these 3, and we're going to taste through them and see if it affects the taste of this very strange mixed drink that we're about to go through. So thank you for joining me today, whiskey friends. Let's kick off the show. All right. So right now I'm actually breaking up and squishing some mint to put in these glasses. I've got 3 glasses in front of me. Each one right now is just filled with ice and then the mint. Now the mint is actually straight from my garden. It is a chocolate mint. So we're going to see how that goes. So what we have right here right now are empty glasses. There are these cool, let's see if I'll show up. There we go. Cool mountain glasses. I do like these. Whiskey Mountains. Shout out. But I got these Whiskey Mountain glasses. Got the mint in there. Straight from the garden, chocolate mint varietal. We'll see if that impacts it at all. And the mixed drink that we're going to make today, I got this recipe from my sister for Father's Day. She gave me this little Father's Day kit, and it's called a fuzzy fig. And on paper, I don't think this makes any sense. I don't think it's going to taste good on paper, but I have had it before. I've done a little bit of experimenting before I've gotten into this with you. This is actually a pretty good drink. So despite what the recipe may sound like, hey, give it a chance. So what we're going to do here is we got the ice, we've got the mint. We are going to do equal parts fig balsamic vinegar. So equal parts balsamic vinegar, fig flavored, specifically the fig flavored for here. Equal parts of all this, by the way. We're going to do ginger ale. Notice I did the 0 sugar one. I did the 0 sugar one. I know it doesn't taste as good, but I just couldn't give up on my drinking all the sugar from the soda. Even though, probably whatever the heck is in this that's sweetening. It's not the sucralose. Probably isn't any better for me. We'll deal with it. And then we're going to do 3 mixed drinks. Buffalo Trace, Wild Turkey 101, and then the Old Grandad 114. Now, the reason I arranged this, these are all bourbons, but the reason that I arranged it in this way is not only are we moving up in proof. The Buffalo Trace is 90, the Wild Turkey is obviously 101, and then the Old Grandad is obviously 114. Got the proof written right on there. So we're going to be escalating in proof to see if proof matters, but then does taste profile matter? When it comes to the Buffalo Trace, technically, if I think about it, we got the cherry flavors that should be the predominant thing. With the wild turkey, maybe some nuttiness, the caramel. That one's hard to say. And then with the Jim Beam with the old Grandad 114, yeah, we're going to add a lot of nuttiness to it. And I picked those two in particular, the wild turkey and the old Grandad, because, I don't know, the figs and the nuts, those just seem logical to me. Now, with the Buffalo Trace, though, we're kind of doubling down on the fruits, adding the cherry to the fig. I don't know what that's going to do. So let's get into it. Let's start mixing some drinks. And as I get into this, hey, get into the comments. I'm really curious what you think about this particular experiment. And if, when you order mixed drinks at a bar or restaurant, you are particular about what goes in it and what your strategy is. Do you do it based on the different drinks that you order? Do you have a different go-to based on a particular mixed drink? Do you always pick the same go-to? What is it? What's the balance that you have here? Because we sit here and spend so much time talking about the flavors that are present in all of these bourbons and whiskeys. That has to impact the mixed drink in the end. The mixers can't impact it, can't dominate it that much that the flavors of the whiskey don't matter anymore. There has to be a distinction. So we're going to make one of each of these. Now, full disclosure here. Whichever one wins, I immediately then have to give it to my wife, who is cooking dinner right now. So thank you, Dana. All right, so I'm mixing in the balsamic vinegar right now, and we are going to do equal parts of each one. Now, these will be just tiny mixed drinks. I'm just going to do about a half ounce of each individual ingredient. Pouring it over. There, so we got the balsamic vinegar in there. All right, so now let's do the Buffalo Trace. So the Buffalo Trace is going to be glass A. Glass number A, Buffalo Trace. Glass B will be our Wild Turkey 101. So we're going to pour a little bit of that in there. And then glass C will be the higher proof, the old Grandad 114. Now, I'm using this as an example here of like what you would order at a bar or restaurant. I don't know if I've ever known a bar or restaurant to have old Grandad 114. Actually, I think that's kind of a miss now that I say it out loud. Last thing that we'll mix in will be the ginger ale. So once again, we're just doing a half ounce of each of these. Then we are going to go through it, and I will talk about the flavors of each one and see if they're different on the nose and the palate, as if this is a whiskey review that we always do. All right, let's get into glass A. Cheers, everybody. Mix that up. Look at that dark color. Ooh, looks like a root beer. Now, once again, this is called a fuzzy fig, and this was equal parts the whiskey, the fig balsamic vinegar, and the ginger ale. Then inside the glass was iced and some muddled mint, straight from the garden. Cheers, everybody, on the Buffalo Trace. So on the smell, yeah, doubling down on the fruit. I get the fig and I also get the cherry, so it really doubles down on that. It's very, very bright. That's good. Cherryness comes through. Even has a little bit like a maple syrup going on. It's actually a very good mixed drink for how strange the ingredients sound. Give this one a shot. I also got other balsamic vinegars. I got like a maple and another one in the kit that I got for Father's Day. So I guess I get to keep experimenting. All right, let's get into the wild turkey here. Totally different. Wow. The mint shining through, a nuttiness is coming through with the fig. Let's get into the taste. Oh, that is so much more balanced to me. Oh, it complements the fig so much better. The nuttiness and the caramel of that wild turkey goes so much better with the fig. The Buffalo Trace was fine, I guess, but I guess maybe the too similar, maybe like the cherry and the fig just kind of, I don't know, magnify each other versus like blending and creating something new. Let's see how the Old Granddad 114 did. Honestly, I get less out of the nose on that one than I did the other ones. You think the proof would shine through? Just comes across as minty, surprisingly. Let's see here. Can definitely tell it's proofier. Gosh, the Old Granddad. That doesn't taste like what I would think it tastes like. The Wild Turkey one and the Buffalo Trace one tasted exactly as I expected. The Old Granddad, though. Oh, it turned into like a prune juice. What happened there? I don't know if the extra alcohol complemented it, actually. We're going again. That is so interesting. Oh, it's straight prune juice. The I don't know why it turned into prune juice. Man, I love a mixologist to tell me that one. Oh, the Old Granddad's the loser of that bunch. I don't know why it lost, though. I'm going to go back into this Wild Turkey one so I can get a smile back on my face. Oh, delightful. Absolutely delightful. The fig and the Wild Turkey are such a good combination together. Such a good combination. That is so interesting. All right, let's go to the Buffalo Trace one more time. Totally different profile, totally different drink. The Wild Turkey and the Buffalo Trace makes totally different drinks out of the exact same cocktail. Completely different. It's just a fruit bomb. It's a fruit bomb compared to what happens with the Wild Turkey. The nuttiness and the fig complement each other so well. But the fruit bomb of the Buffalo Trace, I mean, it's good. If I got this, I wouldn't be disappointed at the bar. But now I know that there could be something better just based on the choice of the whiskey. That prune part of it actually comes across on the Buffalo Trace now. I'm more sensitive to it. All right, I'm going to do the Old Granddad one more time, but I think the Wild Turkey 101 wins this battle. I don't like the Old Granddad at all. I thought the Old Granddad was going to be the wild card in this. Once again, one of the things I was thinking about was, as you go up in proof, does the whiskey add or detract to it? I think it actually detracted from the mixed drink. I don't know. Yeah, it just didn't work. It didn't work. Simple as that. So, in the end, our winner is the Wild Turkey 101. But once again, I think this makes perfect sense based on the fig versus the profile of this whiskey. I mean, I think on paper, they complemented each other. I mean, if you think about a charcuterie board and you got some figs, what are they going to put right next to it? They're going to put the nuts right next to it, you know, and then you get both of them with the cheese. It makes perfect sense. They complement each other. They complement each other right here. So once again, let me know in the comments, do you have a strategy when you go to a bar and you order a mixed drink? Do you just leave it up to the bartender? Do you just leave it up to the menu? Do you customize it and specify your own whiskey based on the the flavor profile that you want for that night. Man, it makes a drastic difference. These are 3 different cocktails, even though it is the same base recipe. It makes an unbelievable difference. I challenge you to do the same thing at home. Make 3 cocktails, use 3 different whiskeys, and tell me that the results are all the same. So intrigued to hear what you have to say. So come back, leave it in the comments, and we'll catch you for the next whiskey discussion. Thank you for joining today, whiskey friends. Catch you on the next episode. Goodbye, everybody.
Jeff, just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you should just be friends with